Matt Stepp with Dave Campbell's Texas Football back here in San Antonio, Texas at the Texas High School Coaches Association and Convention. Day 2 of the convention, and we are here with the new head coach of the Killeen Ellison Eagles, Coach Danny Servance. Coach, appreciate you taking a few minutes to chat with us, and congratulations on the new gig.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Coach, obviously, you're coming into a situation where you're getting started late. You were hired, I think, in early June is when you were officially hired. Obviously, that brings a lot of challenges, and it's not an optimal situation. In a perfect world, if you're going to take over at a job, you'd want to take over in January, right? Where you get your off season going. So, what types of how do you accelerate that learning curve with your kids because of the truncated off season for them to get to know you?
Well, I think you try to get around those guys as much as you possibly can. The strength and conditioning piece is huge for us right now. The time that we've got where we can get out and do skills and drills, that's huge because we're trying to put in a new system, and the opportunity for us to do that is tremendous. So I just think you have to be around your kids as much as you possibly can, and strength and conditioning is a great piece in order to do that.
And I'm assuming, like you said, installing a new offense and defense, the sport-specific time the UIL now gives you guys in the summer makes that transition a little bit easier. I mean, without that, you'd be trying to do install and everything right on the first day of fall practice, right?
You're exactly right. Yeah, it would really make things a little bit harder with us having to start August 2nd trying to implement all of our offense and all of our defense. So we're taking advantage of that time that we have through strength and conditioning in order to do that.
Now, you're on the THSCA, you've been on the THSCA board, you're heavily involved in the board of directors, and the UIL a lot of times does take the feedback that the coaches give them in order to try to tweak some rules and things like that. And how vital is that partnership between the THSCA and the UIL? Because making a change, like giving you guys an hour, a certain time per week to work sport-specific training, that came about because of feedback that the UIL got from coaches. How important is that partnership between you guys?
Well, it is so important. We're the voices of all of our constituents in the coaching realm. And so, we send out surveys asking different questions and what our coaches would like throughout the state. And then we take that information back to Joe and Glenn, and then that information is given to the UIL, and they make a decision on whether they want to do it or not. But UIL does a great job of pretty much doing what the coaches want, and that's who they represent. And we've been very pleased with the outcome that they've given us as far as strength and conditioning is concerned.
Yeah, I think it's the thing where fans who aren't really involved in the ins and outs of high school football just think the UIL kind of sits up in an ivory tower and doesn't listen to you guys. They really do listen and take the feedback you guys give them seriously. And I know y'all appreciate that, right?
We do appreciate that. Like I was telling you earlier, we had a meeting with them this morning with the UIL to go over some different things that may be coming down the line. And it's great to have the relationship that we have with the UIL and to get feedback from coaches, because that's what they want. They want feedback from coaches. And, of course, we find out what those topics are, and then we relay that information to our coaches all over the state, get that information back, and then we pretty much try to take care of the needs of the coaches all over the state.
When the Ellison job opened up, you are a Baylor grad, so you have ties to the area, but you're a West Texas guy originally.
Right.
By trade. You're from Odessa. You've spent a lot of time coaching in West Texas. What was it about the Ellison job that attracted you?
Well, first thing, I've got 2 daughters. Mm-hmm. One's at Baylor, and one's the head girls basketball coach at Buda Johnson there in Austin.
Okay.
So
is she a better coach than you?
You know what? If you ask her, she is. But that opportunity to be near my girls was tremendous. But also, Killeen Ellison, is a great opportunity. They've got really good kids, and I think it's an opportunity to do something special there. The community is 100% behind that program, and I've just really been blessed to be able to take over, especially at such a late date.
When you look at Ellison, and when I look at District 12 6A, you look at the scores the past few years, Ellison's record on paper, if you just glance at their record, you think, oh, man, this is a program that's really down in the dumps, they're struggling. But when you take a deeper dive into Ellison, they're losing a lot of games, close games. The Killeen ISD schools and the teams in 12 6A, it's very competitive. a play here, a play there turns the tide, and Ellison goes from from being out of the playoffs to a second or third place team.
Right.
When you look at the film, and I know you've watched every game and you've broken down the film, when you look at your guys from last year, what do you think is key to make those extra one or two plays, turn those losses into wins in 2021?
Well, just like you said, after watching film, that's the same outcome that I had as far as my mindset was concerned, that there was just a few plays here and there that made the difference in wins and losses as far as our team is concerned. And so I think paying attention to detail is something that we're going to do along with discipline. You've got to have a disciplined football team in order to win close games. And so those are the things that we're going to concentrate on, is being more disciplined and paying attention to detail. I think a lot of the pieces are there in order to have a good football team, and hopefully we can come in and build on what's already been there and just kind of tweak some things and hopefully be a lot better than they have been.
You're a veteran of tough districts, as a head coach, and 12-6A is tough, top to bottom. There are no easy games. When you get in that district, if you don't play well on Thursday or Friday night, you're probably walking out of that stadium with a loss. Talk about your district a little bit and how competitive it is, top to bottom, the kind of challenges, and how excited you are to embrace those challenges.
Well, I'm always up for a good challenge. And looking at this district, it gives everything, and it brings everything that you're talking about. Temple, Coppers Cove, all the Killeen schools, Bryan, Belton. I mean, there's a lot of tough teams in this district. And like you said, I've never coached in a district where it hadn't been, murder's row. And this is one that also brings those same challenges. So we're going to have to be ready to play night in and night out for sure, because there's not an easy team on the schedule. And we're going to have to be ready every time we buckle up on Thursday or Friday.
Not only a lot of talented teams, but a lot of well-coached teams, right? I'm sure you've noticed that on the film, right?
I think that's probably the thing more than anything. There's a lot of well-coached teams in this district and in this area. And, when you have that, you have to find an edge somewhere because well-coached teams don't make a lot of mistakes, and they do take advantage of your mistakes. If you're a team that makes those type of mistakes, that's how they win ball games. And so we've got to eliminate that, and we want to be on the other side of that going forward. All
right, final question for you, Coach. I know you haven't been in Killeen long, and I know you're familiar with the lay of the land, being a Baylor guy, but you haven't been there long. Right. Have you found Have you found your favorite restaurant yet? Have you found a good spot to eat at yet in Killeen?
I haven't. I've had a lot of people, and I've asked a lot of people about different places to dine there in Killeen. My favorite place right now is the Catch. Okay. I'm a seafood person.
Okay.
So the Catch right now is my favorite place.
What's your go-to order there?
Probably catfish and shrimp.
Okay, catfish and shrimp. There you go. That's the one. Well, Coach,
Absolutely.
We appreciate your time. Congratulations on the new gig. We're looking forward to watching the Eagles in 2021, and we appreciate what you do and have done for the student-athletes in the state of Texas.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate what you guys do and all the attention that you give high school sports here in the state of Texas.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for watching that video. If you would like more and to be notified when they come out, go ahead and click that subscribe button right down there. You can also watch Texas Football Today every day live at noon on TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, and right here on YouTube. For more of the best coverage of Texas football in the Lone Star State, go to TexasFootball.com/subscribe.